All right, now talking about the semi-final lineup, Ashley. First up, it's Real Madrid versus Manchester City. The first leg will be played on the 9th of May, 10th early morning in India at the Bernabeu. And then, of course, at the Etihad on the 17th, which is 18th early morning India time. And then we have the two Italian clubs going up against each other. In fact, the two Milan clubs, Inter and AC Milan. First leg on the 10th of May, 11th in India, and the second leg on the 16th, 17th in India. So if you look at the four clubs, one Spanish club who are also the holders, one English club, and two Italian clubs. Any club which you thought would be in the final four, which didn't make the semis cut?
Yeah, I think the way that Napoli was playing in the early rounds, obviously beat Liverpool 4. They've been in massive, fantastic form in the league, so it surprised me that they didn't get into the latter stages. Obviously, Bayern Munich were a favourite. The only team to win every single group game and win it convincingly. But unfortunately for those, they faced Manchester City, so only one. I thought both would make the final four, but obviously with them meeting in the quarter final, that made that impossible. So I think Napoli and Bayern Munich are missed for me, who I expected to possibly be there. But the way the fixtures come and the way that the draw's made, it's not always the best teams that get to the final stages. Sometimes you've got to have a little bit of luck. Sometimes you've got to avoid a few people, and obviously even Benfica, the way Benfica were playing at one stage, they were kind of dark horses, but obviously, faltered against Inter Milan. So the four teams that are there deserve to be there on merit. Inter Milan have beaten Benfica, which is no easy feat across two legs. AC Milan have beaten Napoli, that are incredibly a good attacking side that score so many goals. And then obviously Manchester City took care of Bayern Munich, which is very tough, and Real Madrid took care of Chelsea. So it's an interesting make-up. I don't think anybody expected possibly two Italian teams to get to the last four, but it's certainly, you couldn't call it. They're so tightly matched. Arguably, Manchester City, Real Madrid might have been an ideal final, but I'm pretty sure that, Italy are thankful that one of their teams are going to make the final.
Absolutely. In fact, talking about Napoli, who you mentioned, I want to talk to you about Spalletti also in just a bit. But first up, wanted to focus more on the semi-final lineup. Between these two clashes, Ashley, which one would you say is the real marquee clash? Would you lean towards Real versus City, given their current form in their respective leagues in La Liga and EPL?
Yeah, it has to be. Obviously, Madrid are the champions. Manchester City are still on for the treble, which will be incredible. They're doing so well to have turned the tables on Arsenal when it was looking like it was possibly going to be Arsenal's. Just shows you the kind of form they're in. And obviously, Guardiola against Ancelotti. The repeat of the semi-final last year when Manchester City were in the driving seat and threw it away at the Bernabeu. It certainly has to be the marquee one. And, with those two managers, like I've mentioned, Guardiola and Ancelotti, one of them's going to get to the final. And again, should we say, and hopefully for me, it's Manchester City.
You mentioned the treble that City are chasing. Ashley, they're playing, of course, the FA Cup final against United on the 3rd of June. You would say that this is a team, this current City team, is one that deserves to win the treble. We've heard from someone like Xavi also, who said that they deserve to win the treble under Pep.
I mean, they deserve to win something, but football's not always like that. It can be cruel. I mean, they've been so well equipped the last 3 or 4 seasons in the Champions League and not quite done it. I even think back to the Tottenham game, the 2 legs against Tottenham Hotspur, where I couldn't believe they didn't win that one. It looked like they was going to win it. But they have been doing things a bit differently this season. They've found an unbelievable striker in Haaland, 50 goals. They've changed tactically a little bit in games. They've been, really fluid in their football. They've been defensively sound, to counter-attacking teams against them, which hasn't always happened in past seasons. So they've done something different again. It's not just a repeat of last season. They seem to get stronger and stronger. And when you see them play against Arsenal, who everyone was talking about winning the league in England, they played them 3 times and completely played them off the park, and just showed you how good they are and how far they can go with a team like Arsenal being really silenced. It just shows you how strong Manchester City are.